everybody. Melinda Polland with the Brown County 4-H Youth Development, and I'm excited to be coming back with our second Clover Connections video. Again, I'm being joined by three of my colleagues.
Hi, I'm Jill Jorgensen. I'm the Kewaunee County 4-H Youth Development Educator.
Hi, I'm Marie Witzel, the Dodge County 4-H Youth Development Educator.
And I'm Dawn Vandevort, the Door County 4-H Youth Development Educator.
And today's edition of Clover Connections is really about helping you as a volunteer find resources that might exist for you, they might be looking for. So what we want to do is a really quick walkthrough of the Wisconsin 4-H website so you can find things that might be helpful to you as you gear up for your 2020-2021 year. Okay, so on your screen, you should be seeing the Wisconsin 4-H Division of Extension website. Hopefully you have all seen this before, but if you haven't, I want to be sure you know how to get to the site. The address is on your screen. It's 4h.extension.wisc.edu. If I'm being honest, I oftentimes will just quick go to Google and type in Wisconsin 4-H and it brings me right to the page. So you may want to bookmark that page or just do a quick Google search for it and they'll bring you right to this page. And this is our home page. This is kind of the starting spot. So we want to make sure that you first know how to get to the site. And on this site is a ton of information that will help you as a volunteer, provide support just to you as a volunteer, and also that you can share with your members and your families. So we're all going to talk a little bit about some of the features that are on the site. First, I'm going to turn it over to Jill, who can talk a little bit about what you can find here on the page.
Great, thanks, Melinda. So the very first thing that you're going to see at the top of the page is going to be the banner, and that always has some really pertinent, great information. One of the things that you'll see at the top is the 4-H FAQ related to COVID-19. This is where you'll always go for the most updated FAQ about our programs related to COVID-19. So what are our common practices, procedures, protocols that are currently related to that? If you're interested, go there. I highly suggest, if you haven't checked on that since, July, they were updated on August 7th. So definitely go there, scroll through, look at those FAQs. And as always, if you have questions about that, contact your local educator and we are more than happy to walk through those or talk to those a little bit more with you. The other thing that you're going to notice on our banner at the top right now is our virtual learning community. And this is a place where you can go daily. There are different virtual learning options. And if you scroll down the page, as you scroll down, what you'll see is a calendar of activities. And in that calendar of activities, you'll be able to highlight and promote some of those great activities that are going on a daily basis here in Wisconsin 4-H. So make sure that you check that out and see what great things we can promote to the young people in our county, or maybe even things that you want to join. So that top banner is always going to have really pertinent, really up-to-date information. So make sure that you check out that banner as you're logging into the site.
Awesome. Thanks, Jill, for that tip. And Marie, you were going to talk about one more area on this website.
So one of the things that you're going to want to check out, especially if you're a 4-H family, is the tab called Our Programs. And this has a lot of different information from 4-H projects and different things that you might be involved with. So you can find out about our after school programs, you can find about the project areas. It also has information for clubs and groups and the educational travel opportunities. So if those are happening, international programs, you may find a pen pal that you want to be involved with. Anything that you need to know about all of those different programs that we offer in the 4-H community are going to be on that page. And so then you get on that page, you click on the tab and you might learn more. Like the animal science tab I was just looking at talked about some upcoming programs that might be happening. So maybe there's some virtual programs that are happening, what you can do with your animals because of the COVID. So just check those out and they will tell you where you can go to learn more information, because you can see all of the different projects that fit under animal sciences and agriculture. And so all of those tabs will have more information as well. So if you have an interest in a certain area, that's where you want to go to check out those programs.
Marie, thanks for that. And I also think it's important that we have our leaders know that that's where they can direct their families. If they might be interested in learning about, I don't know, what would I do in a dog project? Or what would I do if I took a beadwork project? This will give you some more of that information. So all of the resources that you need right at the click of a button. So thanks for sharing that with our group here. Dawn, you were going to talk a little bit about some volunteer resources. Let me see if I can get back to this homepage here.
Yeah, absolutely. Our volunteers have a very specific page on the website. So when you click on that volunteer tab up there on the toolbar, you will come across lots of resources that are tailored just for volunteers. So there's a tab called training, and you can click on that. There's some additional training that you can take advantage of as a volunteer. Some resources there specifically. One that we want to point out, delivering 4-H through technology. That has a lot of great resources about how to engage our 4-H youth in online learning or different online platforms, as well as if you need some information about how to set up a Zoom account to use Zoom with your project groups or your clubs. Lots of great resources there. Another piece that's on that volunteer page under the clubs and groups tab, if you're looking for information about the charter documents that are due this fall, you can click on charters, and there's lots of great information there about the goal setting, as well as a link to getting that actual charter document. So lots of great pieces there that are helpful to all of our volunteers.
Thanks, Dawn, for that great walkthrough. Marie, Jill, and I have given you a couple of tips, but I'd encourage you, if you haven't been out to the website, to go out and just look around. A lot of the questions that you might have as a volunteer can be answered with the information that's right on that website. I'll also mention that your local extension office has its own websites and likely directs you right to some of these documents as well. So be sure you're checking out your local extension websites and reaching out to your local extension education staff if you've got questions about where to find things, how to find things, or questions about what you find on that website. We'll be back next week with our next iteration of Clover Connects. Thanks, guys.